And so I want to talk about YTT.
Okay.
I want to talk about YTT. So I think that it would be helpful for people to know a little bit about Kunga and like, yes, that, but then I think the story of how you got involved with Kunga is like an interesting story.
Sure.
So if you'd be willing to kind of share like what it is, and you know, you and I have done this a million times. Kunga is like, we've done this a million times, but I think that like that little snip is helpful for people to know like this is like service based, like we're doing the yoga, we're bringing it into the world. But then I also think that your idea of like why you brought it to IBY is also like speaks to you and what you've cultivated here, and then also speaks to what Kunga is.
Sure. So first, for anybody listening, YTT stands for Yoga Teacher Training.
Oh yeah, I should say that.
So, you know, we're in a very unique position at Imbalance. We offer our public classes, which are on the schedule and anyone can come take. But then we have a yoga teacher training school with excellent faculty.
Hey. Yeah, I'm a faculty member. Full disclosure.
So we have our faculty, but we're a yoga teacher training school too. So we help students become yoga teachers, or like we were talking about earlier, just to learn more about themselves and the history of yoga and their practice, and propel that if they're interested.
And the Ayurveda and the assist, the anatomy. I mean, it's comprehensive.
It is. It's very complete. So the word Kunga is a word, an African word to serve, to help, to reconcile. And so this yoga teacher training, you know, all of them meet the requirements of Yoga Alliance, which Yoga Alliance is just our national governing board, our credibility. And, you know, there's going to be anatomy, history, and, you know, all the different things to check the syllabus. What makes this one different is the service component.
100%.
And that we work with these nonprofits, and how do we go out in the world and serve and really act on our passions in service and give back to the community. So that piece is different. Of course, with this one, we also learn nonviolent communication is one of the top 3 tenets, which is like compassionate communication.
Fundamentally has changed my life. It has fundamentally changed who, like, we all come to places into space with all the things that we've built over the decades. And NVC needs value-based communication or nonviolent communication has fundamentally changed my marriage. It has changed the way that I communicate with colleagues. It's everything. I mean, whether people do YTT with us or not, like read Marshall Rosenberg's book. I think it will change. I could change the world with that.
Yes.
You know, he definitely could. So.
Yes, and so that's a big piece of it. You mentioned the Ayurveda, which is, you know, the sister science of yoga. What we eat, our daily routines, our our lifestyle, how that approach affects our health and wellness, and to look at that first, you know, and then also, you know, that we're compassionate to all beings, you know, and the cruelty-free living. How can we live a life with as little harm as possible? So those are like top big things, the service, and then we get into all the special populations, which as a new yoga teacher, I was so intimidated to teach at the time, prenatal or seniors or trauma informed. And it's nice to really have those lectures and practices and speak to that. It really prepares our students to be able to go out and to serve and to teach to any age, ability, size, space, wherever they are.
And it doesn't, just to jump in, it doesn't even have to be like a specific class like seniors or prenatal. I remember just speaking about you and me, I was teaching a class at our second location, the CRC, which is the Corporate Research Center here in Blacksburg. And you were pregnant at the time. You're like 7 months pregnant, and like kept your practice, kept moving, kept grooving. And I had this whole class planned where we were going to like start on locust pose, which is on your belly. And we're going to do like a lot of heart opening. And like, had I not had that toolkit from having gone through Kunga, I would have not been able to adjust and adapt. Do you know what I mean?
And feel good about your class.
And feel good about the class. Like, so I have someone here who's 7 months pregnant, and I have 12 or 15 other people. Like, I need a toolkit that works for all these people.
Yeah.
And not what programs do. I mean, our program does that. I haven't gone through many YTTs, so like I can't speak to that. But our program does that. You know. So.
Yeah, they're all different. Now, how I found Kunga is a funny story.
I like this story. Yeah.
I had gone down to Wilmington Yoga Center and to do a training. It was called 5 Elements in Ayurveda Teacher Training. I'd always been interested. I had taken a practice and, wanted to go down there. And I'm in the training. At this point, I own the studio. I'm doing Imbalances, their own yoga teacher training program. We had our own yoga teacher training program. We outsourced to all the different teachers. And I'm in this training, and the lead faculty for that training is just on me constantly, like a coach. I mean, like, Nicole, do this. Nicole, do this. Nicole, you can do better. Like, at one point, she even grabbed my forearm and was, like, guiding me around the room to be better.
Yeah.
And it was one of those moments. I was like, oh, my gosh. I either wanted to, like, melt down into the floor and cry or hide or melt away, or give her what the potential she saw in me, like a good coach would do. So I chose, of course, it's me. I jumped right in, chose what she was seeing. And after class, I'm trying to roll up my mat and get out of there as fast as I could. Oh, yeah. I mean, I was going to jet out the back door. And I'm rolling it up, and my back's to her. And she's like, I do an apprenticeship every year. Would you be interested? And, I'm looking around to be like, who is she talking to?
Somebody else, right?
Yeah. Like, she's not talking to me. She just humiliated me in front of this entire class. And she was talking to me. And then to come to find out, she meant, for Imbalance to not do their teacher training, adopt and become a part of the Kunga program and be the first Kunga affiliate in the state of Virginia, and to have this program here. And it didn't really take me much time to think about it, because once I realized all the good and all the service and the working with the nonprofits, I was like, I would be a really selfish studio owner if I knew about this opportunity and then chose not to bring it back to this area. And, you guys understand the business world. I mean, we give up a percentage of our revenue because it's their program, their curriculum, their manual. They've been around since 2003. I wanted to give that up to bring that service and that, value system here.
Which was a huge upfront investment, but that's, I think, speaks to what Kunga is, like the idea of service, both to like the body, the community, but then the broader world. So like the organizations that we work with, Homes of Hope, which takes care of young girls in India and has built
They're at
almost
25
They're
now.
at 25? Okay, my goodness.
Orphanages in India and in Sri Lanka now.
Oh, good, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then there's a couple other so Yoga Village, which is an organization that brings yoga to communities in the Southeast, and then Farm Sanctuary, which is an organization that just like takes animals off of terrible factory farm conditions and lets them live their lives. And so a portion of the money that goes towards the YTT program goes directly to those organizations. So to your point, like the idea of, I, Nicole, as a studio owner, now know that this is an option, right? I can still have a profitable business. I can still have a curriculum that is teaching yoga to people to deepen their practice and to become teachers. And if I were to like do my own thing, I hear what you're saying. Like it would have felt like selfish. Like I'm just letting this opportunity go to the wayside, you know?
Yeah. So it's been really rewarding, and the founders are really good friends of mine now. We're actually going down next Wednesday to spend 4 days with them down in Wilmington. So it's been a really, really great collaboration and partnership.
I'm excited. I'm excited. And we're experimenting with a new model this year.
Yep. So coming up, Aaron and I are co-leading August through November, a 4-month program, which is new. And, right now, if you were thinking about doing a yoga teacher training, it's so flexible, and there's such a gracious space around it with the schedule of how much you can do online or pre-recorded or in person.
Again, another benefit of this COVID thing.
Yeah.
Like, we can plop an iPad and do all of this stuff to people in space that feel comfortable and want to come into space. But we can also teach people. So we're in Blacksburg, Roanoke's 40 minutes away from here. If someone can't make it because they have a babysit, like they can just tune in and do the YTT online,
Or in Florida.
Or in Florida, yeah. It's amazing. Like people that listen to the podcast all over the place. Like, you want to do this program, like do it online. We're here. Boom. There it is. If you're still watching, make sure you hit like and subscribe. It's the easiest way that you can contribute. It costs you nothing, and it helps me out a lot with the algorithm. So if you were into this, let me know. And see you on the next clip, guys. For full episodes, you can get them on Spotify and iTunes, as well as subscribe to the YouTube channel. I post them on Sundays and Wednesdays every week. All right, guys. Peace.
Yeah.